Hey guys, DocStorm here with you again today. I've been hearing a lot of people complaining about the Sparky still. Today I want to show you facing a very common Sparky deck. So Sparky, Giant, and Wizard combination. And also on top of that, I want to show you the capabilities of this deck. Uh, you can 3-star opponents with this deck if you play well, okay? So I'm going to show you this video now. So this one's for all those people that is trying this deck out, okay? So I want to show you that it is capable of doing a 3-star, even at Legendary Arena. So again, it's always great when you have the pump, you play it down first. So he rolls a Giant, which is very common. Usually when you see Giant decks at this type of level, most likely they might have a Sparky with them. So again, you don't want them to push too heavy on that lane, so I send in the Hog Rider to do some damage. And here you'll see me place the Skeletons. The Skeletons actually have a really big damage if you let them attack without being destroyed. They're very, very fragile, but they're very strong attackers. So don't underestimate the Skeletons. Try to have a tank or something to assist it while the Skeletons kind of damage the Giant. I'll show you more of that later on. So here, this deck, you just try to gain an elixir advantage in the beginning, if you can. So my opponent doesn't have a better plate, that's why he played the arrow. It's not because he wasn't a good player. So again, I send in the Hog, the Zap to get the extra hits off of the tower. It's very important, guys. And then here, I'm playing a Musketeer to help defend, along with my Skeletons. It's actually a very good trade, because essentially, I traded the Barbarians with just Skeletons. So here he revealed he has a Sparky. So I want to finish off that tower, because if he doesn't defend it, I'm going to take it for sure. And he's pulling off his combination now. So here you'll see me play the Zap. It's a little bit early because I want more time to deal with the troops. And here are my Skeletons. You see how I split the one Skeletons? So he can only kill 2 of them. Sometimes you can aim it so that he can kill only just 1. So again, my opponent revealed he has a free spell. So again, I zap the Sparky, and very good play by my opponent. He laid the barbs down, so I quickly laid the Hog Rider down so that Sparky wasn't able to kill all my barbs. And here I'm just going for heavy counterattack. And now you see I split my 2 troops into 2 segments. One is you never want to play your troops all clumped up together, because especially when opponents have a free spell, or even if they have a fireball, any type of spell, you want to make sure you split your troops out a bit so they don't kill it all at once. So here again, the fireball is a very good placement. Fireball has a knockback effect, guys, and you should really use that to your advantage. Pretty much it kind of pushes units away from the center. So like there, when I'm aiming the fireball, I don't want to aim the fireball so that it hits the barbarians into my Hog Rider. You want to make sure that I put the center of the fireball at my Hog Rider, so when it connects with the barbarians, it kind of pushes them away from my Hog Rider. It buys my Hog Rider some time. It works almost just like a zap spell. So you definitely want to use your cards to your advantage and position things well and correctly. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this replay and seen a few things. I'm going to talk a bit about this deck again here. This deck, you've seen me play this deck against Sparkies, Lava Hound decks pretty much throughout the meta, even miners from my previous videos. So it is capable of dealing with the current meta with this deck. I think what this deck does lack though is when opponents pack a lot of area of effect units, such as like Princess, Ice Wizard, Fireballs, in the one same deck, it gives this deck a little bit of trouble, especially when it's a Royal Giant deck, because my Royal Giant killers right now is mainly my Barbarians. I mean, I could take it out with a cannon and a Musketeer, but Barbarians are very strong in this deck. So if they have, they lay double Princesses or a Princess and an Ice Wizard, things like that. It does give this deck a little bit of a trouble. So that would be the only issue I think with this deck. Same thing with spawner decks. Sometimes if they play like goblin huts with a royal giant, if you don't react properly and if the opponent is smart, they can force you out of the game. What you do though with any hut decks is you have to rush the other lane so they don't build up too much on that same lane, but saving enough and be careful if they lay like a royal giant down, because you need enough elixir to defend that lane as well. So it's almost like a balance. You have to play within the middle lines there. Spawner decks, yeah, and then also area of damage effects I think would be the weakness of this deck. Other things I want to mention about this deck is you shouldn't have an issue getting up to arena, legendary arena with this deck. The max I went with this deck was my new record here, 32,064 trophies with that deck that you just saw. So guys, it is completely doable to go into legendary arena and beyond with this deck. So you can get pretty high without any epics or legendaries. Now the next videos, I think I'm going to try out a new deck. It's not because there's a problem with this deck, is you know me guys, I like the challenge. Once I kind of go through all the metas with one deck and I've played it and I know that I can play it well, sometimes I would like to switch decks too, just to try out new cards and combinations so I can better play the game myself and also of course share it with you guys so that you guys can push further as well. I know sometimes players have been asking me, hey, what can I substitute it if I don't have high level barbarians? So that's why I think I want to do here is try out new decks so you guys can decide what decks you guys are comfortable with, right? Because you guys might have higher levels of certain cards versus I do. So having me testing out different combinations that work, I'm pretty sure benefits all of us. And so that's what I want to do here. So guys, again, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the new battle deck that I'm trying out. And then in a week or so, I'm going to let you guys know how I do with this deck. So guys, as always, enjoy and clash on.